about to edit that out, DG.
Yeah, for sure. Here we go.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Live Basis Conversation with that boy Big White and DG Zump.
What's up, y'all?
And we got a guest here today that's special to us. Somebody who came over to the finest of finest, the most worshipful Obadiah, very own one of the worship masters of one of the Blue Lodges, W.M. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
First question.
All
I
right.
got to ask you this. What made you want to become a Mason?
Well, when I seen these other brothers came together and they was doing things for the community, I said to myself, I want to be a part of something like that. I want to make an impact on the environment in which I stayed in.
Right.
And I seen how these brothers move, and I love the way they move, and I like, well, that's the way I want to be. I want to move upright, and I want to move around and spread brotherly love with everybody, and make sure that my community is well rounded and secured by a brother like myself and like other Masons I have seen that come before me.
And I can kind of attest to that because having listened you say that, and I always see that your lodge is in the community doing stuff, whether it be feeding the homeless or giving stuff out and things of that nature. I think probably about once a quarter or so y'all always posting something about y'all being in the community doing something. So yes. I can attest to that. You ain't just making stuff up.
Yes, and coming up in that same community, we have people that seen us grew up as from a youngster all the way up to the young men that we are now, and they seen us how we came up, and now they're looking at us like, hey, these guys came a long way.
Okay, before we get too far, where is your Blue Lodge located in your community that you be serving?
All right, my Blue Lodge, Descendants of Jesse Lodge number 4. We're located in Lafayette, the big city of Lafayette, Louisiana.
He said the big city. I guess. If that's big. So are you the founder of that Blue Lodge?
It was me and 4 other brothers that came together, and we had this vision to come up with a lodge which would be a safe haven for all the other brothers to get together and share our ideas and beliefs and do what we have to do to make our community a better place.
Okay.
So having said that and knowing the background and all that, and so looking forward, what's on your treasure board?
On my treasure board, first thing first, to grow my lodge, grow the lodge. That's, with that being said, to have other brothers that come in to navigate through this thing that we got going on within our community to make it a better place, to see how we are doing to make our community better, and to
let me cut you off real quick, okay, man, because you're giving that AI version, man. That's the AI version. What are y'all actively doing? What's actively on your treasure board?
Well, actively.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. What's active? What's on there right now?
Oh, right now, as we speak right now, we have a couple of community services going on. Like next month, we have feeding the homeless. We kind of like expanding that, going to our neighbor, which is Opelousas, Louisiana.
Shout out to Opelousas.
Yeah,
that's a cool ass name.
OPP.
We're going out there and feed the homeless, and also visit the refinery to go talk to the men over there.
Okay.
To inspire them that it's better out there, and stick with the program. They can also achieve and accomplish anything they want to accomplish.
What approach would you take to inspire young men or men that's acquired about Freemasonry to want to join? What do you think would be some good advice to give some of the other worship masters and things like that, part of Obadiah, to help bring in that new talent?
Sometimes you got to get out your comfort zone.
Right.
Sometimes you got to visit environments that you don't usually visit, go and step into. Sometimes you have to do that and see some brothers, and have that conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it might not, it might a little seem might seem a little uneasy. They might be that receptive to the conversation, but they always have that one or two or three that sit down and engage with you to with that conversation that you might have with them.
Right on.
What are you looking for out of your as far as your guys? What are you looking for them to step up to throughout the rest of this year and this quarter that's coming up before we hit grand session?
This moment described up a little plan within themselves, a study session type deal, to incorporate meaning of being men and to exercise that. And what I mean by that is, they got together, they formed a trestle board, wrote some things down, and right now they just going back and forth with ideas, and they having these hard, sometimes hard but meaningful conversations,
Right.
To uplift each other. And my thing is, in doing that, it kind of like develop other leaders within the lodge. And that's what's going on right now.
So I know y'all have done this, I think I want to say two years, maybe 3 years in a row, but y'all still doing the, y'all got a back to school event planned?
I want to say August 8th. We have some school supplies we donated to our lodge that we have stored up, in August 8th. We're going to have the fun joke. We're going to have food. We'll have games, and we'll have families and kids come along, issue our school supplies. Then we also have, on a separate note, we have some book bags full of school supplies. That's for the ones that's not able to come out to the event,
Right.
and they already signed up for that and everything. So
Cool.
yeah.
What's before I forget, how did Po Boy? You know what I'm saying? Situation come out.
Oh, that
How was that?
Oh, that po' boy
drive out there.
All right, so we had the po' boy sale going on.
Right.
So I wanted to do something a little different. Everybody have these little po' boys. They have the little sausage on the pit and everything. But I also incorporated some my homemade, I call it raised sweet onion sauce.
Okay.
And we also had some onions. So we hooked up the grill, the electric grill. We put the onions on the grill. We put the sauce over the onion.
So you took them to raise boom.
Pretty much.
All right.
And,
I get it.
and to draw the crowd, we also had like a fan to blow the smoke out there, you know, in the atmosphere.
So it's stomach.
Yeah. Tease them. Yeah.
Okay. This is dope, man.
But it was a great success. You know, one of the things about those events right there, it's a good way for us brothers to actually bond and work together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And
more important than anything.
another thing too, we had a lot of conversation with people that came and bar pool boys wanted to see what it was all about. You know, especially when they see.
So do you feel like y'all rubbed some shoulders real good out there with some people?
Oh yeah. Okay. We rubbed plenty of shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah, want to know next time we do it again, and want to sit down and talk with us in the near future. I had a feeling we want to have coffee the next following week.
Right.
And a couple of guys out the lodge, they took care of that.
Okay.
And they got the information and everything, and they're moving forward with that.
And that's what it's about, man. It's about being visible and not to the point to where, hey, just look at us. No, it's being visible and being impactful.
Active in the community.
In
That's
one way or
important.
another, being impactful.
Right. Did some of them bring out the kids? Did the kids come out and get some meat too?
Oh yeah, for the kids we had some hot dogs for the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, we had some hot dogs.
Has some secret sauce on there too? No.
Oh man, we didn't want the kids to go a little too crazy, we just put the raised barbecue sauce on it.
Hey, they roll with that, man.
Yeah.
What do you since you your lodge is like a new extension to Most Worshipful Obadiah.
I don't even think we can call it new.
No, because
it's going on.
Yeah. But since you've been over here, what are some of the pros and the cons that you like, and some of the cons that you were looking to DG say don't go into in-house business,
Yeah, right.
but something that you like and something that you think all the brothers need to work on as a whole to make it better.
Okay, first off with the pros. One thing about Obadiah Grand Lodge,
Right.
this Grand Lodge, when I first came in, and still at this present moment, it felt like I've been knowing some brothers all my life.
Right,
You
right.
know, we forming that bond, get the texts, we get the calls from each other, see how we how each other are doing. Also, when people have events even at their home,
Right.
and you get that invite.
Right.
Some
Right.
places you don't get that.
Right. Right.
Some
Right.
you even have your actual family members, you don't get those invites.
Right. Right. What we're talking about, beef ribs and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when families they start cooking seafood. Hey, only this person can come. But over here, everybody get to get that invite and everything. Also over here, when you don't know anything, and when you ask that question, you have brothers that take time out to really answer that question, step in and answer that question, and don't make you feel like you asked a dumb question. Like always, it was always said that the only dumb questions
Right.
that you have is the ones that you don't ask.
Don't ask.
And over here, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, especially dealing with the brothers over here.
Okay. Those I wouldn't necessarily say cons. I'd say things that you would like to see the brothers work on together, to grow together, and things like that, to make the lodge function even better than what it's doing.
What I would say is
Open and closing as Grand Lodge.
Yeah. He go ahead and say, time out. Time out.
I know sometimes when brothers feel like they don't have a voice, or not just saying that. Let me rephrase that. When some brothers feel that, okay, I don't have to say anything. I could just go along behind with the other brothers ahead of that may be ahead in leadership.
Right.
We could just go ahead and just follow their lead. Sometimes it's good to open your mouth and say something.
Right.
Because sometimes that brother on the sidelines might have an incredible idea, but he just keep his mouth closed and don't say anything, and just leave everything up to the ones that usually try and carry out everything throughout the lodge. To sum everything up, just to be a help to one another, and just don't have everybody else doing everything.
Right. That make a lot of sense for real.
So a couple of weeks ago, we had our St. John's weekend celebration, and you were the key figure into making it happen. And so, what were some of the inner workings of putting that together and making it happen?
Oh man, first things first, I want to give a shout out to all the Worshipful Masters. It wasn't for them, it would never have been the success that it was. We had a meeting just about every week, going on over everything, make sure all the ducks was in a row. Basically, it just went along 10 times better than what we expected to go.
Right.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
Right. I seen the C3
yeah.
on the platform. I was checking in. Bro Eric say it was awesome, man. What did you get from that you was on the opposite side asking the question?
Well, with those questions, first of all, when I came up with those questions, I know some questions were gonna be a little touchy.
Right.
But
you got to be, because if you real and you want to be honest and real and get something from it, it has to get deep.
Right.
You got to cut deep sometimes.
Right. And those questions, I felt that they needed to be asked.
Yeah.
And
Give me an example of one of the questions that you asked, something that kind of shocked you when you asked the question and the response you got from it.
So one of the questions that really stood out with me, it came from leadership.
Right.
All right, it was like a leadership question. So we have some worshipful masters that not only in a leadership position inside the lodge, but also leadership positions outside the lodge, which is on a job, and how they separate their leadership position from the personal gain from that employee. You know, sometime, you know, for example, you'll let an employee do any and everything under the sun,
Right.
because you don't want them to quit because you need that employee because
Right.
it's actually a good employee. You know, and
Can't be afraid, man.
Yeah.
Let them go.
you can't be afraid to let them go,
Yeah,
man.
no,
And
man.
take, you know, and sometime in those positions, even the leadership within the lodge, you might have that friend. You know, and you know, you don't want to step on that friend toes because you're afraid to lose that friendship with that brother. But in all aspects of masonry, the friendship,
Personal feelings is not involved.
right? Personal feelings are not involved. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's all about the principles of the craft.
That's what I always say. I always put the organization first.
Right.
Right.
You got to, because a lot of people are they have a hard time to differentiate the friendship and the business once you hit that door.
Right.
When you hit that large hall, it's position.
It ain't no more.
Yeah, it's position.
It
It's
ain't,
respect.
there ain't no more AT. No,
Right.
it's Worshipful Master
Right.
or whatever
right.
your title
For real,
is.
it's respect. It's those titles that run that room.
And
And
I-
if you don't have no respect for that, man, you don't have respect for nobody.
I think it shows your individual's maturity at that.
Right.
Right.
Like, even though, you know, we boys outside the door, but when you step inside the door, you do the right thing.
Right.
Right.
Whoever's in that elevated position,
Yeah.
you give them that proper respect that's
Correct.
due to them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys don't know how to fully cut the BS out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They still, oh my God, you know,
Right,
they
right.
want to steal the home, but now get your ass over there in your seat.
Exactly.
It's time to perform. You know, if you don't correct those type of actions, that's when a lot of things crumble.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Especially when we have other brothers watching it.
Right.
You know, well, he can do it.
I
can do it also. You know.
And you know my philosophy, I told both of y'all this a lot of time, and I stand on it. All great empires or civilizations crumble from within first. You got to weaken the castle from within, and then the outside attack.
Right.
If you don't keep the guys in a structured line of, hey, man, respect that man because of his title and what he got going on over there. Now we outside behind them gates right there. Hey man, it's my dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody has to know what's going on, but when we're in here, do the right thing. You know, and a lot of people forget that every morning you wake up, you're amazing.
Right.
And when you step out that door, you got Obadiah on your back, so you need to walk around like you Superman. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time to make mistakes, is what I'm saying, with what we supposed to be, because we supposed to be above the average man. You know what I mean? That's just in my opinion. With the Family and Friends Day, I popped up.
The second day on Saturday.
I
Yeah.
popped up because it was a weekend now. It was a weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
I popped up, and you know I had to rush out because of the family things like that. But I was keeping quarters on everything that's going on. They all, man, where you been waiting? So you don't gotta see me all the time.
Right.
You know, y'all, the worship masters got it. You know, I'm not a worship master. This is on the lodge. It's not. You don't gotta see everybody.
Right.
But the ones that do show up, they need to take breathers and enjoy the moment, because you never know when the next time you'll see that brother,
So how
or
was
if
it?
you'll see him again.
How was Saturday, the Family and Friends Day?
Well, first of all, shout out to myself. Shout out to myself for being in that kitchen. I feel the brothers that is, you know, that be in that kitchen. It was hot. It was steamy.
Hey.
But I had it all under control.
Right, I came in. My man looked like he just got off the damn 6th floor at 1200.
Yeah. Hey, that boy had the do-rag on.
The slide.
The sweat going, the slide. Hey, he fresh off the yard.
Hey, look, had 3 pots going.
Yeah,
two
yeah.
up
Hey,
there, like, what the fuck?
about to make that major spread.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
that
man.
holiday spread.
Yeah, whole table full of
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
I say, man, what you got going on there, man?
Hey, that brother
beans
he had all 4 burners going, the oven.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was cool, man.
Well, Family Friend Day, it was a great event. It was a time that not only us as brothers get together, but it incorporate the family also.
Right.
To also meet some our brothers' families.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's your brother. You know, you should know a little something about him.
Correct.
You know, dominoes, spades, cornhole game, horseshoes. Shout out to Bowen.
Right.
Worshipful Master Bowen with them horseshoes.
Right.
It was just a big success.
He out there like he had a college frat.
Man,
He wasn't cocking the leg up when he was throwing them.
man, you just, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, hey, one time I went to catch a pitch when you threw it, you went like that, you know.
Yeah.
But it was a good opportunity, like I said, for all the brothers and family members to get together and to have a good time.
And yeah, look, I just got toot our own horn. It's almost Leo season, man.
Yes.
The 3 kings right
Yes.
here, man. You know, the lion rules, you know what I'm saying? We double-edged
Every
sword, man. We the best. So, with all that being said, it's the family and things like that. With what type of relationship do you think that builds for the brotherhood? Or what does brotherhood mean to you in that aspect?
Brotherhood to me is when you have that's those individuals in your corner and that's willing to stand with you in any type of situation, that's willing to walk with you and give you that sound advice that you need, that to provide that clear conscience, to let you know, hey, you know, you're doing this, you should be doing this, or this is another way you can do this. In other words, hold each other accountable.
Right.
When you have that brother that see you by any kind of way trying to harm yourself, when actions that you have already thought up, and we have that brother and he telling you that, hey, I don't think it's gonna be, I don't think that action is will be acceptable because it may cause harm to you or cause harm to others. That's a brotherhood. That's part of brotherhood right there.
Right.
Also, speaking for myself, sometimes I go through a lot of stuff, and when you have those brothers that you can call, hey man, you know, just run it down to them, and you know they provide that sound advice, or sometimes they'll just sit down there just to hear you out.
Right.
You know, and you know that's part of brotherhood to me, especially when you call a brother and you give them that little idea, and that brother be like, hey, that's that don't even make no sense what you're talking about, you know. But sometimes you got to hear that, you know. You know, I rather for a real brother to tell you that,
right?
You know what I'm saying, instead of letting you go ahead and head first with that dumb idea, and you come out on the other end of the stick, and you be sitting down there shaking your head, I'm wondering why.
Yeah.
But yeah, brotherhood to me is real important. You know, it's very important.
In that same vein, what does masonry mean to you?
Masonry provides a way that you can look, I call it beyond the veil, type deal. You know, you get deeper into a meaning of a situation. You know, sometimes some people, as myself, I look at things and go head first with it at one point. But now, instead of reacting, a quick reaction, I could sit down and examine the whole scene before react upon it. You know, and that will masonry provide for me.
Right on.
Three resolutions, that triangle, huh?
Oh yeah.
Threefold, yeah.
So we on the tail end of this interview right here. I want to ask you, if you can go back in time, what would you change?
One thing I would change, I would have got into the craft earlier.
Okay.
That's one thing I would have done. For what I know now, I know for sure I will be further along than what I am today, which I'm doing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
But if I knew what I knew now, back then,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I would be further along.
Would you still be a worship master? No, I'm playing.
First year. I don't want to do this no more. It's heavy over there.
We're not going to answer that one.
Yeah. It's heavy over there, man.
He plead the fifth.
Yeah.
He gave up on
Let's change the subject.
But that, man, we just appreciate you coming through, having this conversation
for sure.
with us,
Oh,
man.
no problem.
You know, I'm real. I don't want to say proud that you came through and setting up the St. John's Day, but it was for lack of words, man, it was a good thing to say, man.
Right.
And it was a huge success.
Right.
Whatever you say, it came out 10 times better.
Right.
To me, it was 10 times your 10 times.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That was.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate
that was lovely.
It's when we had that conversation on the phone, and was like, "Hey, man, it ain't gonna happen unless y'all make it happen."
Right. Right.
And I've seen that, man. You stepped up to the plate, even with the holding the workshops with the speakers to get the younger brothers
earlier
some
this year?
insight, yeah.
Oh.
And with this, because it's all about that person taking initiative, and like you were saying earlier, not letting the same particular people just run the whole show, because you're not going to learn if you're always on the outside. So this teaches you strategic and strategy of making things better the next time you do it. And I just say this, the 17 years doing it, I know this personally. You can't take your foot out the gas at this line.
Right.
You gotta put it to
going.
the floor. If you get what I'm saying.
And not to interrupt you,
Yeah.
I commend y'all two, because without y'all two, y'all provided the push. Like
Right.
you said, hey, step up. You know, you
Right.
give that little push.
Right.
And also to the other Worshipful Masters, you know, and that was one of the whole thing too, like for us to get together, and which we did, and man, ideas was come from this way, that way, this way, that way. Then on the, you know, as we were doing this, we were doing everything, we was congregating on the phone, man, laughing and talking, everything.
Right.
And that's what made it even better, you know.
Yeah.
That's
So,
building that bond. And when we were speaking, you know, on the phone, I was like, this is how it's going to happen.
Right.
And once you make it happen,
mm-hmm.
it feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
It feel good, man. You know what I mean? Because you realize this is a lot easier than what I was putting into my mind. You get what I'm saying?
It was, yeah.
So, and what I mean by don't take your foot out of the gas is only the beginning. And we're glad that you chose the Most Worshipful Obadiah, you know, with your blue house. You see, we laid back over here, man. We ain't gonna bother nobody. Like you say, you need help or advice, we there. You know, I'm one to tell you when you fucking up.
Right.
I'm one to tell you when you wrong. Hey, fuck, they just might be mad at me. And you be alright when they calm down.
Right.
But on that note, man, expect more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We need more from you now, not just I'm good, I did this.
Right,
this.
right.
Nah, never get that in your head. Keep wanting more for yourself.
Right.
Because one thing brothers forget about masonry, and this is something that a lot of them forget. You have to build your own lane.
Mm-hmm.
All great philosophers created, they got under the teacher. But to get from under the teacher, you have to create your own lane.
Right.
And when you do that, man, it's gonna remove the veil, you say, it's gonna be greater.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I'm talking about now, not later. It's gonna be greater now, not later. Because when you wait, ain't nothing gonna happen. Right? Anything else for this brother, DG?
Oh no, we took up too much of his time already.
I know, man. He probably got to get on the keys, and we sitting there, got him at an interview trying to have a drink, gonna be in the church house smoking. You hear me? But thank y'all for tuning in to Live Basic Conversation with that boy Big White and DG Zump.
Special guest Worshipful Master Thomas.
We'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.